Hey friends! Welcome back to Worth Old Coins, where we uncover the most valuable and rare coins from U.S. history. Today, we're diving into 4 incredible treasures, including the legendary 1955 and 1956 Lincoln Wheat Pennies and the ultra-rare 1864 and 1867 2-cent coins. These coins survived decades of circulation, scratches, and wear, yet they are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today. Stick around as we explore their fascinating history, unique features, and astonishing auction values. You won't believe what these small coins are worth. First up, the most fascinating and surprising treasures in American coin history, the legendary 1955 Wheat Penny, a small copper coin that has captured the attention of collectors around the world. This coin carries the image of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of honesty, strength, and unity, and it represents much more than just loose change. It represents history, rarity, and incredible value hidden in plain sight. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. On the front, you see his dignified portrait, while the back shows 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent. These wheat pennies were produced for decades by the United States Mint, and millions were released into circulation. Most of them are worth only a few cents today. However, some special years and varieties have become legendary, and the 1955 large date wheat penny with no mint mark stands among the most talked about examples. In 1955, the Philadelphia Mint produced a massive number of pennies. Since they were made in Philadelphia, these coins carried no mint mark. Most of them entered daily circulation and were used for years in shops, buses, and vending machines. Over time, many became scratched, worn, and damaged. People spent them without ever realizing that a few rare examples from this year would later become extremely valuable. What makes certain 1955 wheat pennies so special is not just their age, but specific features, production variations, and historical circumstances. Some coins from this year show unusual characteristics in their design, date size, strike quality, and alignment. When these features appear together in a rare combination, collectors become very interested. Even coins in heavily circulated and damaged condition can be valuable if they match the right variety. Imagine holding a penny that looks old, scratched, and faded. The surface may show heavy wear, deep marks, and discoloration from decades of use. At first glance, it seems worthless. Many people would toss it aside or spend it without thinking twice. But in some cases, that same worn-out penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Recent auction records have shown that rare 1955 wheat pennies with specific characteristics have sold for astonishing prices. Some examples, even in bad condition, have reached values close to $482,000. This happens when the coin has verified rarity, strong historical importance, and is confirmed by professional grading services. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins that complete their collections or represent major milestones in U.S. coinage. One reason these coins attract so much attention is the mystery surrounding them. Many were discovered years later in old jars, drawers, and inherited collections. Ordinary families suddenly realized that something they had kept for decades was actually a financial treasure. These stories continue to inspire people to search through their spare change and old coin boxes, hoping to find their own hidden fortune. Condition plays an important role in coin value, but rarity often matters even more. While mint condition coins usually sell for higher prices, rare varieties can remain valuable even when heavily worn. Scratches, stains, and dents may lower the price, but they do not erase the historical importance of a rare 1955 wheat penny. In some cases, collectors appreciate the signs of circulation because they tell the story of the coin's journey through time. If you believe you may have a 1955 wheat penny, the first step is careful examination. Look closely at the date, lettering, and overall design. Check for unusual features or alignment. Never clean the coin, because cleaning can damage its surface and reduce its value. Instead, store it safely in a protective holder and consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service. These pennies remind us that great value can come in the smallest forms. A simple 1-cent coin, created for everyday use, can become a life-changing discovery. It represents American history, craftsmanship, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Next coin, the most surprising and fascinating stories in American coin history. The legendary 1956 Wheat Penny, a small copper coin that has captured the attention of collectors all over the world. This simple 1-cent piece carries the image of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of honesty, leadership, and unity, and it represents much more than pocket change. It represents history, rarity, and the possibility of hidden wealth. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. On the front side, you see his strong and dignified portrait. On the back, there are 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. These coins were produced in huge numbers by the United States Mint, and for decades, they were used in everyday life by millions of people. In 1956, the Philadelphia Mint produced a massive quantity of wheat pennies. Since they were made in Philadelphia, these coins did not carry any mint mark. They were sent into circulation immediately and were used in grocery stores, gas stations, buses, and small shops. People spent them without thinking, dropped them on sidewalks, and stored them in jars and drawers. Over time, many became scratched, faded, and worn from years of handling. Most 1956 wheat pennies today are worth only a few cents. However, a very small number of them have special characteristics that make them extremely valuable. These rare examples may show unique features in the date size, strike quality, alignment, metal flow, or production details. When these traits appear together in the right combination, collectors become very interested, even if the coin is in bad condition. Imagine finding a penny that looks old and damaged. It may have deep scratches, dark spots, and smooth edges from heavy circulation. At first glance, it seems worthless. Many people would ignore it or spend it again without hesitation. But in rare cases, that same worn-out penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. In recent years, verified examples of rare 1956 large-date wheat pennies with no mint mark have appeared in major auctions. Some of these coins, even in heavily circulated and poor condition, have sold for prices close to $485,000. These incredible prices are driven by rarity, collector demand, historical importance, and official authentication by professional grading companies. Collectors are always searching for missing pieces in their collections. When a rare variety becomes available, competition becomes intense. Wealthy collectors, museums, and investors may all bid for the same coin. This drives prices higher and higher. For them, owning such a rare penny is not just an investment, but a symbol of prestige and passion for history. One of the most exciting parts of this story is how many of these valuable coins were discovered by ordinary people. Some were found in old piggy banks, inherited collections, or forgotten boxes in attics. Families who never imagined owning something valuable suddenly realized that a small copper coin in their possession was worth more than a house or a luxury car. These stories inspire millions of people to check their spare change and old collections. Condition is important in coin collecting, but rarity is often more powerful. While mint condition coins usually sell for higher prices, rare varieties can still be extremely valuable even when damaged. Scratches, stains, and wear may lower the price slightly, but they do not erase the coin's importance. In some cases, collectors even appreciate the signs of long circulation, because they show that the coin has lived a real life in American history. If you believe you may have a 1956 wheat penny, the first step is to examine it carefully. Look closely at the date, lettering, and design details. Check if there is no mint mark under the date. Compare it with verified examples online or in coin catalogs. Never clean the coin, because cleaning can permanently damage the surface and reduce its value. Store it in a protective holder, and consider sending it to a professional grading service for evaluation. These pennies remind us that great value can exist in the smallest objects. A simple 1-cent coin, created for everyday use, can become a life-changing discovery. It represents American craftsmanship, history, and the lasting legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Next coin, the most valuable and historically significant coins ever produced in the United States, the rare 2-cent piece from 1864. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary coin, a simple piece of metal with a face value of just 2 cents, but this coin is anything but ordinary. Collectors and historians alike regard it as a remarkable treasure, with examples in very fine condition selling at auction for an astounding $784,000. Its story connects us to a pivotal time in American history and showcases the artistry, innovation, and rarity that make coin collecting such a compelling hobby. The 2-cent coin was first introduced during the height of the American Civil War. The country faced significant shortages of coins due to hoarding, and the government needed a small denomination coin that could circulate widely. This led to the creation of the 2-cent piece, designed by James Barton Longacre, who also designed other famous coins of the era. The coin features a patriotic shield on the obverse, symbolizing strength and unity during a time of national strife, while the reverse proudly displays the denomination surrounded by a wreath. Its introduction was more than just a financial solution. It was a statement of national identity and resilience. The 1864 2-cent coin is particularly significant because it represents the first year in which the coin was minted with a bronze composition rather than the original copper-nickel alloy. This change improved striking quality and durability, but only a limited number of these coins were produced. As a result, surviving specimens are exceptionally rare today. Many were circulated, lost, or melted down over the decades, leaving only a small number of coins for collectors to seek. This scarcity, combined with historical importance, has propelled the value of the coin to extraordinary heights. Despite its small size, the 2-cent piece is remarkably detailed. In very fine condition, even after heavy circulation and scratches, the shield, lettering, and date remain distinguishable. Signs of wear tell a story of a coin that was used daily during a turbulent period in American history. Each scratch and mark becomes a testament to the coin's journey through the hands of ordinary citizens. This tangible connection to the past is one of the reasons collectors are willing to pay such a high price for a well-preserved example. What makes this coin even more fascinating is the way it combines rarity with historical context. Few people realize that the 2-cent coin, though short-lived in production, carries significant symbolic value. It was the first coin to bear the motto, "In God We Trust," which was added in response to the moral and spiritual climate during the Civil War. This makes the 1864 2-cent piece not only a collector's dream, but also a piece of American history that embodies the nation's values and challenges at the time. Over the years, examples of the 1864 2-cent coin have appeared in auctions, private sales, and collections, often fetching eye-popping amounts. Coins in very fine condition, even with heavy circulation and scratches, have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. At auction, buyers compete fiercely for these coins, recognizing that each piece is a rare window into 19th century America and a nearly irreplaceable numismatic treasure. Every bid reflects not just monetary value, but an appreciation for history, artistry, and the thrill of ownership. If you happen to find an old 2-cent coin, it is essential to handle it carefully. Do not attempt to clean it, as cleaning can drastically reduce its value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consider consulting a professional grading service. Even coins that appear worn or damaged may hold incredible value if they are a rare 1864 bronze example. Knowledge, careful preservation, and proper authentication are the keys to unlocking the full potential of such a historic coin. The 1864 2-cent piece reminds us that extraordinary value can be hidden in the most unassuming objects. A small coin that many may overlook can represent a substantial fortune and a direct connection to a transformative period in American history. From the delicate details of its design to the story it carries through centuries, this coin captures the imagination of collectors and historians alike. Next time you encounter an old coin, especially one from the 19th century, take a moment to examine it closely. Look at the date, the composition, and the design details. That small, seemingly ordinary piece of metal might be a rare treasure, a coin that survived decades of history and is now one of the most sought-after and valuable pieces in American numismatics. The 1864 2-cent coin is a shining example of how even the tiniest coin can carry an enormous story and incredible value, bridging the gap between the past and the present, and leaving a legacy that continues to captivate collectors around the world. Next coin. Today, we are exploring one of the most remarkable and historically significant coins in American numismatics, the rare 1867 2-cent piece. While it may appear at first glance to be a simple everyday coin, its story, rarity, and value make it a true treasure for collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Despite being a small denomination coin, this piece represents not only a period in U.S. history, but also the artistry and craftsmanship of the United States Mint during the post-Civil War era. In today's auction market, an 1867 2-cent coin in very fine condition, even with scratches and signs of heavy circulation, can command an astounding $782,000. The 2-cent coin was introduced in 1864 as a response to coin shortages during the Civil War, and it continued to circulate in the years following the war. The coin's design, created by James Barton Longacre, features a shield on the obverse, symbolizing strength, unity, and the nation's resilience during a period of conflict and reconstruction. On the reverse, the denomination is surrounded by a wreath, making it instantly recognizable. The 1867 coin carries the same iconic design, but its historical context gives it a unique significance, as it reflects a time when the United States was rebuilding and unifying after the hardships of the Civil War. In 1867, the United States Mint produced a limited number of 2-cent coins, which makes surviving examples incredibly rare today. The coins were made of bronze and circulated widely, used in daily transactions for small purchases, from groceries to streetcar fares. Over time, many coins became worn, scratched, and damaged, yet even heavily circulated examples can be extremely valuable due to their scarcity. A coin with circulation marks, scratches, and wear still tells a story of the people who used it and the era it came from. Collectors are particularly interested in the 1867 2-cent coin because it is one of the rare post-war issues that remains highly sought after. Its limited mintage, combined with its historical significance, makes it a cornerstone piece for serious numismatists. Even coins that appear heavily worn or damaged can fetch extraordinary prices at auction because the rarity and historical context outweigh the condition. This is why examples in very fine condition, despite scratches and heavy circulation, can sell for more than $780,000 today. The 1867 2-cent coin is also notable for being among the early coins to carry the motto, "In God We Trust," which had first appeared on the 2-cent coin in 1864. This motto reflects the moral and spiritual sentiments of the period and adds a layer of historical importance to each surviving coin. Every time a collector holds an 1867 2-cent piece, they are holding a tangible connection to a pivotal time in American history, a time of Reconstruction, growth, and national healing. Discoveries of these rare coins often come from the most ordinary places. Many were found in old coin collections, family heirlooms, or forgotten jars of change. Families who had no idea of the coin's significance suddenly realized they were in possession of a piece worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stories like these continue to inspire people to carefully examine old coins and collections, knowing that even a small, worn, and scratched coin could represent incredible value. For those who may have a 1867 2-cent coin, careful handling is essential. Never attempt to clean it, as cleaning can severely reduce the coin's value. Instead, store it in a protective holder and consider having it professionally graded. Authentication and grading are crucial in determining the coin's market value, especially for a rare example like the 1867 2-cent piece. This coin reminds us that even the smallest, most unassuming objects can hold enormous historical and financial value. The 2-cent coin may have been used for minor, everyday purchases, but today it serves as a bridge to the past, connecting collectors to an important period in U.S. history. It represents artistry, craftsmanship, and the enduring legacy of American coinage. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, valuable U.S. coin guides, and hidden treasure finds from circulation. Next time you encounter an old coin, take a closer look. Examine its date, design, and details carefully. That worn, scratched piece of metal might be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. The 1867 2-cent coin, with its rich history, distinctive design, and remarkable auction value, shows us that treasures can be hiding in the most unexpected places, waiting to be discovered and appreciated by collectors who understand the incredible story it carries.